Hello friends and strangers, I am Heli, and in this video I am taking you with me into Wytchwood, where we are continuing the snake's quest. The music seems strongest on this shore, but even here you can't quite place the source. It seems to be emanating from the half-sunken ruin poking out of the lake's waters. Maybe that fool bard's hiding way out there. Bah, but I swim as well as hens fly. Suddenly some unseen voice chitters mockingly into your ear. Ho ho ho, he he he, the musical man you'll never see. You spin around, but no one is there, just a nattering laughter bouncing on the wind. Who's there? Show yourself, spirit. Do I need to use some unveiling powder? Probably. So I decided to continue with the snake quest. See if we can't get those lovers reunited. Elusive pixie. Legend tells of strange whispers from nowhere hereabouts. Perhaps this is their source. And indeed, we need some unveiling powder. So let's use that. And then the net. You snap your hand around the elusive creature and squeeze. Oh, let me go, you knobbly pot. You're crushing the life out of me. You trifling little pest. What do you know about this music? Music? What music? All I hear is the slapping waves and the peeping birdies. Your wrinkly old ears must be full of bugs. Don't you play smart with me. I'll pop off your head like a daisy. Ooh, you mean that music? It's the sound of the snake's traveling circus. I thought everyone knew that. Circus stays still, but the door's the thing that travels, you see? And right now, the door's out on that lake. But you'll never get in, nyehehe. You give the wretched sprite a good shake, and a shower of glittering dust sheds off its wings. Tell me how to cross the lake, or I'll make a necklace from your teeth. Only Feyfolk can show the way. Dirty fairies built a bridge. Keep all you big folk out, unless the snake invites them in. You're a fairy, aren't you? Where's this bridge? Ha! We're a pixie, not one of those flamby-pamby mushroom herders. Besides, the bridge is invisible to big stompers like you. The creature peers over your shoulder and waves its tiny arms. Oh look, there's a fairy now. Why don't you ask her? You turn to look, but in your moment of distraction, the pixie sinks its sharp teeth into your finger. Ouch, you sneaky little blighter. Springing free from your grasp, the slippery monster chitters a laugh and vanishes in a cloud of smoke. You look down at your dust-covered hand. Fairy or not, this bridge must be around here somewhere. Well, how about that conspicuous basin thingy? Pushing aside thrushes and cattails, you find a strangely carved pedestal. It might be mistaken for a bird bath if you didn't know any better. As you run your finger around the edge of the bowl, the remaining pixie dust on your hand flakes off, as if drawn in by an invisible force. Crude pictographs appear on the surface of the basin. They depict a coiled snake presiding at the center of some kind of festival. Directions on how to reveal the bridge are carved on the outside. You see symbols resembling fey dust, dancing fireflies, and bird feathers. We have the fairy dust and the fireflies, but we need to go get some bird feathers. Any birdies? Nope. Well, let's follow the road in the other direction and see if we can find any. There should be some around. There's one. Let's strap it. And we also need another. There we go. Now, let's get back to that basin and see about revealing us a bridge. Yep, fairy dust. You shake out the fine dust into the bowl and it settles evenly to its inside surface. Fireflies. Each of the fireflies alights upon the edge of the bowl, stepping delicately until they are evenly spaced. And the feathers. Placed into the basin, the feathers arrange themselves into perfect triangular symmetry. The basin begins to glow a soft yellow as the fireflies rise from the muck within. They begin to dance up and down, drawing circles high above the bowl. Glitter rains down gently, shimmering as it catches rays of sunlight. Slowly, the particles trace the form of a bridge, leading from the edge of the water to the center of the lake. You tentatively test the strength of the spectral walkway and find that it is as strong as if it were made of solid stone. Nice. Okay, so apparently this is the snake's circus. Villager, he's got 1,000-yard stare. Distant strongman, a well-muscled hulk, flexing with a faraway look in his eyes. She doesn't seem to even notice you're there. She's got an odd, glassy look in her eyes. Huh. The snake is good to us. Metronomic juggler. The jugglery on display here is unbelievably consistent, almost hypnotic. silk tent. One tent sits at the head of the site, enticing you to peek inside. I'm sure they won't mind if I rummage through this chest. A bard, huh? Weary-eyed bard. His bright clothes stand in stark contrast to his look of tired apathy. Could that be the young man we're looking for? Let's go talk to this snake. I'm sure he'll be in there. The snake, enchanting to look upon, even more enchanting to engage. Weaknesses unknown. Draped in glittering jewelry, the serpent stares intently into a crystal ball as you approach. Welcome, my dear, welcome. I saw that you would come here in search of answers. Pa, I just came here in search of a bard. That's him outside, right? With a lute? The minstrel, yes. He's working off a debt to me. All those folk out there seem a touch addled. What did you do to them? They're all humble folk looking for something, just as you are. I'm here to provide them with my services in exchange for a bit of work. So what are you, some sort of a carnival wizard? You're making quite the racket in my forest. A wizard? No, no, no. I'm a seer, a scryer of the hidden mists, a foreteller of fortunes, and keeper of secrets. Fancy titles you've given yourself. Sounds like you're nothing but a used cart salesman, peddling your wares to the gullible. Ah, a skeptic. Step closer and let the crystal ball reveal its mysteries. The snake's voice drops low and seems to fill the tent with a heavy weight. I'm a helper of sorts, an unraveler of knots. I make the forgotten remembered. You feel the scaly touch of slithering coils wind around you, but you're powerless to move. And you have forgotten much. The snake's eyes swirl in a pattern you've never seen. Imperceptible colors collapse into themselves and fracture into kaleidoscopic mosaics against the canvas walls. A voice speaks from far away. It takes you a moment to realize that it is your own. I have forgotten so much. Let me help you find your answers. The serpent's coils slowly squeeze the consciousness out of you. With a desperate push of willpower, you blink away from the snake's hypnotic gaze. Wait! Get off me, you worm! You wriggle your body like a sack of loose twigs. Despite your protesting bones, you manage to squirm free and tumble backwards out of the tent. When your eyes open, you find yourself back outside the snake's tent. You pick yourself up from the ground and dust off your shoulders. Harumph. I guess that sly serpent has some tricks up his sleeve. I'd better come up with a plan for the next time I go in there. The festival patrons seem confused after your tussle with the snake, as if the spell over them was momentarily shaken. The crowds disperse as they fumble about in a haze. Now's my chance to get a word in with that bard. Maybe... Let's see. Strumming his lute, This strapping young man has a faraway look in his eyes. Is it wistfulness, nostalgia, or even hypnosis? Wander I may, but never away from she I call my lover. To my chagrin, I stumbled in and met the gaze of another. Curious I stared, I was not prepared, and this was my mistake. A binding gaze, now I live my days in the service of the snake. Cry not for me, for there is she that might still see me saved. My spirits they lift as she holds a gift from before I was enslaved. A mirror, but shattered, its pieces have scattered. If mended, we may be set free. Down the wishing wellspring, to the swamp's moonlit ring, and hiding within the pixie tree. What's all this about a broken mirror? You gave it to that weeping maiden? Speak plainly, you wobbling fool. No matter what you do, the poor musician barely seems to realize you're there. He just keeps strumming his lute and humming his mournful tune. Bah, maybe that lovesick mist will know what he's on about. Let's go see. Hello again. Oh, still my beating heart. Have you any news about my dear sweet love? I found him at the carnival, but he's been mesmerized by the snake. Unless I can break the spell, no one in that carnival can leave. The snake? Say it isn't so. I've heard how he grants wishes, but only for a terrible price. Why would my love be so desperate as to consort with that charlatan? I haven't a clue, but he's stuck deep. The only thing I managed to get out of him was something about a mirror. Do you know anything about that? A mirror? Oh yes, it was the first gift he ever gave me. From inside her bodice, she produces a small cracked hand mirror. But one night, it slipped from my balcony and shattered on the cobblestones. I tried to piece it back together, but I could never find the last 3 shards. His song mentioned something about a wishing well, a moonlit swamp, and a pixie tree. Keep that mirror close. I'll seek out the missing shards and return them to you. Oh, thank you. I should very much love to see it whole once again. Right? We know where the well is. And we know where the swamp is. But what about this pixie tree? Where could that be? That's the well. That's the quartermaster. Oh, that must be the pixie tree there. And then that leads to the swamp. Right. Let's go to the well first. Here we are. Let's climb down and see if we can find this shard. Maybe it's in the locked chest or in that cave. Darkened nook. A cozy burrow for a creature who prefers to be left alone. Is the chest still locked? Yes. I wonder if we should just dig around, find it that way. Or should we investigate the cave? You hike up the hem of your skirt from the ankle-deep well water and duck down to inspect the small damp cave. A pale shape quickly retreats farther into the dark space. You hear the labored breath of some pathetic thing, frightened and alone. Hello there. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. Bloodshot eyes blink nervously up at you. The creature gazes longingly at the light of the world above, while simultaneously cowering from it. Poor dear, what are you doing down in this hole? I bet you're hungry, aren't you? Two thin, malnourished arms twist out from the crevice. One hand tightly clutches a shard of glass, while the other hand reaches out to you, begging for food. Roast beast. Let's see if we can make it. We need the witch spice. Here you go. The creature snatches up the meat so quickly that you nearly lose a finger. It scurries back into its little crevice, and you hear a satisfied munching from within. The mirror shard lays abandoned in the silt. Well, that was easy. Next stop, pixie tree. Let's get some clay and frog slime while we get there. Never hurts to stock up on crafting ingredients in a game like this, especially since inventory space seems to be pretty unlimited. Or at least I haven't yet encountered a stacking limit for anything. Right. So let's just make sure that the pixie tree was. That's the swamp. Yes, we'll need to go there as well. That's the bear thing. Yes, that's the pixie tree. Right, let's get up there. Here we are. Pixie nest, an assemblage of detritus and face saliva, but one that some tiny beings call home. This gnarled tree is littered with countless trinkets and bits of trash, glued haphazardly together to form a glittering hive. You reach for a sharp piece of broken glass that could be the mirror shard, but pull your hand away at the last moment. 1,000 beady eyes peer out of the tree's depths. A familiar cackling voice floats above the others. You again, Kettlehead. What you want now? I've come for that mirror shard. Hand it over and I won't have to strangle you again. No way. We need shinies to keep gross fairy folk away. Best fairy repellent there is. What? Since when are fairies afraid of shiny things? Well, I don't see no fairies around, do you? But maybe we can work something out. Them smelly mushroom herders have been encroaching on our turf, see? They been building those stupid little stone shrines on theirs. And worse yet, they been hiring mercenaries to guard them. So we can't go anywhere near, but maybe a big stomper like you can take care of the problem for us? And then you'll give me that shard? Hey, if there ain't no fairies, we won't need no fairy repellent. Right. Destroy the fairy shrines in the forest. There's one, I think, guarded by some goblins. Yes, fairy totem. To deal with those goblins, because I don't think they will let me just destroy the shrine, I will need those dolls. And to make dolls, I'll need sewing kits, and grain. And for the sewing kits, I'll need skeeter snoots. So I'll have to go into the swamp. But let's do that next time. We'll save here for now and try and destroy some fairy shrines next time. If you like this video, please leave it a like, and if you'd like to support my efforts here on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. It is quick and easy and doesn't cost you a thing, but it does help me a lot. Thanks so much for watching. I wish you a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the comments below.